So I just found this folio which is unfinished, and I thought I would just switch the camera on and you guys can come along and help me finish it off. So this using my hydrangea collection papers and the ephemera pieces, plus some extras from some other kits as well. And yeah, as you can see, I had kind of like put it away with lots of bits kind of laid out on it. I've also got some of this food coloured paper, which doesn't that just go absolutely brilliantly with it. So I'm going to make some little flaps and things like that from these beautiful lilac papers, I think, as well. So yeah, let's kind of take a couple of these first. So I'll just cut that down. So we've got obviously several pockets and flaps and things already going on in here, but you can never have too many, can you? So I think we probably need a few more. So let's put another one, I think. Now, do we want to have it like hooked on this way? We could have it like folding up, which is quite nice. The only thing is I'll kind of then be on there, unless I went from over the top. Let me just take this down for a moment, because either way I'm not going to need it as big as this. So we'll just cut that down. Isn't this the most yummy colour? Honestly, just absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? So yeah, this was just with food colouring that I did these, and I did them a couple of years ago. In fact, I could do with doing some more. So yeah, might try and do some of that this weekend if I get a chance. Now, we could have it like that. We could have it here, or we could have it just folded in like here or something. Just have a look. Got a little bit of a, where I've cut the paper a bit too vigorously. I had a sort of snip in there. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So yeah, if I have this that way. Let's give this a try. I don't necessarily say that I'm going to have it here. I might change my mind, but I would quite like to have a little flap folding upwards, because I think it's interesting and nice to have kind of different, you know, flaps from all different angles. So we'll pop that there, and then I can always cover this up with something, to be honest. So I will just miter these corners in, just so I've got slightly less to cover up. Like that. Okay. Oops. Right. So yeah, that can go in there. I've obviously overdone the inking a bit there. Not very happy with how that looks. So I will try and cover that up as well. Yeah. So I can have that like that. And then just see whether we want to have another piece folded over maybe here, or do we want it in there? So let's just fold this in. I'm trying to feel, you know, like when the paper has like a right way and a wrong way, I'm trying to get it the right way round, because you can kind of feel like a sort of like edge, can't you, on the paper when it's, yeah, when it's like folded the wrong way. I don't know even how to describe it, but oops. Okay. Oh gosh, look. I'm not making a good job of this, am I? Oh my goodness, what is going on? Look. Right. Still don't know as that looks very straight, but never mind. Right, so yeah, could have this one tucked in here. Oops. Again, it's sometimes just easiest to miter the corners, because it's a bit less overhanging apart from anything else, but also if you then see any of it, it's less to kind of see, if that makes sense. So I could have that there. Sorry about my phone that keeps on pinging. Okay, so yeah, maybe have that there. Obviously I will need to trim that down, because at the moment it's a little bit big. Or I could have it tucked in here, like that. And obviously I do have more of this, so we'll have some other little flaps as well. Let me just check. I might prefer to have this one here, like that, and maybe a smaller one here. Let's just see. Just going to fold that over like that. Okie dokie. Oh, it's such a grey and miserable day outside today. It's been raining already, which is really annoying because I hadn't put my bike away from the gym, so now my bike's been rained on. Yeah, it's not very nice, to be honest. And again, I do film these videos ahead, so I mean it could be in the, you know, depths of winter by the time that this goes up, in which case rain is probably just really normal. But yeah, while I'm filming this, it's actually the summer. But not that you'd know it looking outside right now. Right, let's have a look. Because I've got all these different pockets which I can put, you know, flaps and flips and what have you in all of these spaces. So I'm just kind of checking what looks, what looks best where. So I might have that one actually there, because I like doing this, you know, where you can tuck them in to another space. So perhaps like that, and then that one either in there or could go there, or could go here. Let's just check. Okay, so you can see that obviously underneath I've got bits stuck on there. Obviously I don't want to just cover them up and leave them plain, so what I've got is lots of bits from the ephemera, kind of like ephemera kit, which I can then use to decorate up some of these. Now this is where I find that I haven't got any that are quite the right size and shape, which would be just really annoying, wouldn't it? Okay, so I mean that one looks pretty cute there, doesn't it? So we could definitely have that one there. Got this one, which, well, this one I might leave plain because it's just kind of tucked in there anyway. So yeah, that one I think could definitely stay plain. So that's fine. Let's just have a look. I don't know whether there's something not quite right with this one, I think. Maybe I just don't really like that, how it was, I don't know. Let's just check. So, you know, I like to try and position things before I actually glue them down, because obviously once you've glued them down, you've then, you know, you've committed to where they are. So it's quite nice to, you know, play around and make sure that you're getting them exactly in the right places where you actually want things before actually sort of committing to stuff. So that's quite cute, isn't it? Perhaps we'll have it like that. Just wondering whether I want to have anything else here. Could always have some lace or something poking out. So let's just see. This lace is the one that I've been using, which I'm not sure how much I've got left of this. I'm not sure whether I've got any more anywhere else. In which case, I might have to tweak this out a little bit. I'm hoping I might find some more of this in a minute. Yeah, and then over here, I had sort of tentatively thought either of these. So I've got this. This is just from one of my ephemera kits. Or we could have this. So this one obviously significantly darker, and it is a bit smaller. So we'll just see what we think to that. Just going to fold that down. Okay. Yeah, so I hope everybody's having a good day. Maybe you are doing some crafting. I hope you're having a nice time. Hope the weather's more cheerful where you are. Honestly, it just looks so grey and drab out there. Like, oh, horrible. I mean, when it chucked it down just now, my gosh, it really chucked it down. So, yeah, at least it's not raining now. I was editing a video, and yeah, I suddenly heard it like really like chucking it down, properly chucking it down. So yeah, thank goodness it has at least stopped that at the moment. Who knows, it might start again now. Maybe something like that is quite pretty, isn't it? Yeah. So I haven't obviously put flaps on this end yet, but yeah, we could kind of put some there. And then I've got a label, not a label, sorry, a frame, which we could have. And actually, Oops, not that one. Got a couple of like the bouquets with the hydrangea flowers, she says, and now I can't see them anywhere. Oh my gosh, what's happened to those? Oh, well, here's one. I wonder if that would look cute. Oh, that does look quite cute, doesn't it? So yeah, we could have that maybe like here or something. Or maybe we should have another like foldy kind of flip here. So let me just grab in. Right, well, I've got this one, which is a bit unfortunate because we've got this kind of messy bit now. So this would be quite a small flap if I do it like this. Trying to obviously hide that bright pink. That bright pink one. Oh gosh, look at what a mess I've made of folding that one in. Oh my goodness, this is not great, is it? No. Let me just fold it a little bit more. Okay. Right. So, oh my goodness, look at my folding. This is terrible. I don't know what's going on with my folding today, but yeah, it's not good. Oh my goodness, that's looking awful. Absolutely awful. Let's look. Because sometimes it can look awful, but actually look a bit better once you put it down. Oh, maybe that would be, I don't know now. It is quite on the narrow side, so, or we could just have it more like that, and then, oh, I can't decide now. I don't know. So this one I've put here. So yeah, quite like that. So I might glue this one down now because definitely like this one. So now just need to decide how I want this because I might have some lace or some, what do you call it? Sorry, silk, that's the word. Now you have to excuse what's happened to my glue. I'm run out of glue. This is my last bottle. And look what I've done. I've burnt the end off with my hot glue. Honestly, the amount of times I do that. And oh, when it happens, I go through a little phase kind of being really hyper vigilant and kind of like making sure that my glue's not right next to the glue bottle, you know, the glue gun. And yeah, obviously then a while goes by and I forget all about it and I end up doing it again. And normally it's fine because I, you know, tend to buy my glue a few bottles at a time, and so I will just take one of the other lids off and swap it with a lid that's actually intact. But yeah, this time around, oh, annoying, because obviously that's my last bottle, so I didn't have another lid that I could swap it with. So now I've just got, you know, just that little kind of like weird stubby type of bit, which is really annoying because it now obviously, you know, is oozing out whenever I come to use it. So it's, yeah, just not ideal now for using. Right. That's very pretty, isn't it? So let's glue this down. Like that. Oops, if I glued that the right way. Honestly, you always have to keep on checking that I've got the glue up the right way, the lace up the right way. It's very hard to see. Okay. That. Okie dokie. Perhaps I'll drag it down a bit. Right, like that. And yeah. So this one is from, it's either the Swan Lake or it could be the Peacock Palace papers, I think. One or the other. They've got a series from some books. And one's got one, you know, set and another one's got a different set of the pictures, but yeah, one or the other of them. Now this one again, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop some more glue down here to really stick that lace down, because I'd quite like to have this as a belly band. And the problem is, if the lace is not really sort of stuck down properly, you can't really have it as a belly band, because then when you use it, things will get caught up as they're sliding in and out. So it's good to, you know, get the lace properly stuck down there. Right, okay, so I've inked it up already. And yeah, let's just hot glue this down because it's gluing over the lace. So I just want it to be instant, stuck down instantly. Okay. Oh my goodness, how pretty does that look? When I first started this, obviously I must have started this, you know, ages ago. So I can't really remember when I did start it. But I probably had thought that I would just do it all using the hydrangea ephemera. And then, of course, I don't know whether I then perhaps came back to it and, you know, forgot my original plan. But I've now got a combination of different kits going on in here, which actually I think is really nice. So, yeah, kind of like quite pleased that, you know, that I've done that. Right, okay, so let's just have a look, just in case we'd rather have this tucked on one of these. Oh my goodness, I'm quite liking it there actually. Yeah, I do like that. So again, I'm going to just mitre this in, especially where I've obviously made quite a mess of my folding this. Okay, so yeah, I can just pop this down. So when I do these kinds of flaps, I do quite like having them sort of plain, because then that's extra sort of journaling space. So I don't, if they're patterned paper, I tend to obviously put some other paper on top of them. But if they're like this, or like say if I use the craft coloured cards, which I do quite often in folios as flaps and things, then I think it's quite nice, because for a start it sort of breaks up all the busyness of all the patterns and the, you know, the decorative papers, but also it gives you kind of then like, you know, actual journaling space to use, which is, you know, really quite nice, isn't it? Okay, so we've got that. Then we're going to possibly have this with possibly this. Let's just check this out. So thinking like that, like that, like that. Oh, maybe this one. Yeah, just in the slightly lighter colour. And I still don't know whether this is quite right on here, or perhaps I would prefer that plain, because exactly the reasons that I was just saying, you know, that it's quite nice to have the plain colours. Well, this was that one that I'd done for up there, wasn't it? Still thinking, should we have that? I wonder whether it would be better if it was slightly narrower. Okay, I'm going to trim this down. Okay, again, just take off those corners, or that corner. Okie dokie. Like that. Okay. Yeah, I like that. And to be honest, you know, I might just have a bit of lace or something on here as well, which, you know, will just kind of like finish it off really. So yeah, do we like this, or do we think it looks better here with this? Oh, I can't decide now. So that one or that one. Oh, isn't this a tough decision? Yeah. Again, wish I could hear you guys and you could tell me which you think. I think probably this one. And also when I found this, it had this with it. So I was obviously intending on using some of this gorgeous colour sari silk on here as well. So yeah, I would definitely incorporate this. Now I'm wondering whether I might have some more of this somewhere. I'll have to look through my stash and see if I've got any more, because wouldn't it be nice to have more than just this one bit? I mean, obviously if I've only got this, what I would do, I'll try and ruffle it somewhere small so that I can have it in a couple of different places. I won't just have it like, you know, one place and then nowhere else. But yeah, I'll have to kind of see whether I've got any more. Right, let's just ink this up. Okay. Because I've obviously inked up everything else on here, so a bit of continuity is good. Okay. So like that, and then this one. Okie dokie. Right, so we're going to have this here. Have I glued that on? I have glued that, haven't I? Yeah. So again, going to just glue this as a top and bottom. Bit of a shame because I'd actually glued this, not glued it, printed it double-sided. And I know I talk about this often, but yeah, I'm so hoardy when I've actually printed something double-sided. It kind of like kills me to then cover up the double-sided part. I mean, I'm like that with a, you know, when you get those double-sided paper pads as well. Hate sticking down, you know, covering up the other side. Well, unless I don't like the other side, in which case then that doesn't bother me. But invariably, you know, I normally do quite like both sides. So then it's always like, oh no, I'm going to be covering up one of those. Right, there we go. Okay, looking good, looking good, looking good. Need to possibly have a bit of lace on here, I can't decide. Do we like that one or do we like this one? Can't decide now. Oh, let's go with this one, shall we? Alright, I think that one actually. Oh dear. Honestly, I'm like all of a dither today. I can't make decisions. Don't you hate it when you get those days? Right, I'm going to put this in here. Oops. Okay, let's just mop this up. I try not to put the glue too close to the fold, just because when you then glue it down, hopefully you don't then get the glue like oozing out, if you see what I mean. Whereas if you put the glue too close to this folded edge, you're going to get the glue like oozing out onto the fold. So just if I remember, and you know, obviously I don't always remember that, but if I do, I try and sort of not have the glue too close to that edge. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's just mop that glue out. Okay. Right. Put that one down there. So although this is a plain piece, and I had said about leaving them plain, I don't mind if it's just like a sort of smallish thing like this. It looks quite cute, I think. Oops. Looks quite cute on there. So yeah, I think that looks nice. Okay, right. Then open this. We're going to have this one popped into here. Now, I've still not covered this envelope on the inside. I'm just thinking, I'm not sure whether you can see. So in here, I need to cover that with some matching paper. Look what's happened to the outside of this. You know, that's what I say. This had been, you know, obviously, yeah, just floating around and discarded and, yeah, not now in the best of shape, which is such a shame. But hopefully it will look nice once it's all finished. Obviously I'm going to cover up that bit where I've got the big splodge of ink. So yeah, it won't be noticeable. Okie dokie. Right, so this one then, I want this tucked into that pocket there. Looking good. Now, could have some more lace here. Maybe like going across the pocket. Now the only thing that I would say is with this, I've put a pocket here, so if I do that, I'm going to have to trim this down because I don't want it like overhanging there, because you won't be able to use that as a pocket. So what I'm going to do, I'll just cut that down. Oops, like that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut this down so it's much narrower. So hopefully, oh, I might even keep that because I might use that somewhere else. Oh, I could use that. Let's just see how big this is. Oh yeah, going to use this. Right, so I'm going to put this here. Just using, again, this splodgy glue. Oh, it's so annoying. I mean, I can't believe I still make that same mistake of gluing those lids. You know, the amount of times I've done it, wouldn't you have thought that that would just stay in my head now? Be careful of the glue, don't have it too near the hot glue gun. But no, I still do it. Okay, that looks pretty there, doesn't it? Yeah. Now, got this here, this here, this here. Going to have this here. This one, still not quite decided, but I think I'm going to pull this in and we're going to have another little foldy flip somewhere. So I'm just going to cut this in half. Okay, and then got kind of two different colours going on really here. So we could have like a long flap. So let's just cut this down for a minute. Just going to cut it here. Oh, again, that's not now very straight. Oh my goodness, look at my awful cutting today. Don't know what goes on, but just sometimes things just aren't very straight. Right, okay, so I'm going to just fold this over here. Okay, squish this in. I'm wondering whether we could have it like that. Or have it like that, or I could make this smaller and we have it like that. Maybe that would be better. What do we think? It's annoying, to be honest. I mean, in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have put that envelope where I've put it because it's a little bit in the way, but perhaps I'll do it like that. Okay, so I'm going to cut this edge down. Oh my goodness. Again, not straight, not straight. Oh my gosh. In fact, getting worse. Right, so yeah, let's just see. Because I obviously needed to make that smaller so as it didn't hit into the folded edge there. So we could have it like that. Yeah, I like that. I will have to cover up here. So I'm not sure what I will do there yet, but yeah, we'll cover that up with something. Oh, now I'm thinking, I'm not sure I like that there now that I've moved it. Maybe we'll have to have it like this. Let's just try it like that. I don't know. This is really annoying. Or we could even have it attached to here, to be honest. And then what you'd have is a foldy here and then a foldy here. Or we could have like a double. No, that doesn't work really. Oh, isn't this annoying? Can't quite pick. Let's just try it here. Let's put it here. Don't know now. Or unless we have it here. Maybe that's better. Yeah, I think that's better. Oh, after all that, I mean, talk about do a complete U-turn. Right. Okay, so we're going to have it here. Yep. Talk about mess about. Just couldn't decide. Like nothing was quite working. Okay, I'm going to have it down there. Close to the wire because I hadn't actually decided where I wanted it until I literally stuck it there. was like, oh, that's where it's going. Surprise, that's where it's gone. Yeah, weird. Right, okay. Now, also just happened to spot this. So we could have a little number label here. So, yeah. Okay, let's cut this out. So these are from my number tabs. I think it might be set 3. Okay. Oh my goodness. Don't you hate cutting out ovals? Ovals and circles, they're like my worst thing to cut out, you know. I mean, before I kind of like really got into, you know, fussy cutting and all of that, I would have looked at a flower and thought, oh my goodness, there's no way I can cut that out. But weirdly now, and I know I've said this loads of times, but definitely I would rather cut out a flower any day, because, you know, a flower can really be any shape, you know, sort of if you miss bits, it doesn't really matter, because nobody really knows, you know, what that flower kind of looked like in the first place. Whereas a circle or an oval, it's pretty obvious if you've mucked that up, isn't it? There's no coming back from that. You know, at best, occasionally you might be able to cover them up, the bits that you've, you know, mucked up. But, you know, sometimes you can't even do that. So, yeah, I would definitely prefer to cut out a flower these days. Okay. Well, I say a flower, I mean any shape, let's be honest, any shape, really. Okay, yeah, loving how that looks. Right, going to put this down. Let's take a little bit of this lace. Now, feel I would like to incorporate this lace in a couple of places, really, but there's not a great deal here. Let me just take a bit down. Take that there. So if we have this here, yeah, that looks okay, doesn't it? So obviously lost like the scalloped edge by, you know, when I've trimmed it down, but that's okay. It still looks fine, doesn't it? Okie dokie. Okay. Yep, that one there, and then this can go on there like that. Okay, so again, just going to use a bit of hot glue. Okay, like that. Okay. That's that one. Yep, that looks nice. And then this piece here, and I just sort of salvaged or hoarded, you know. Let's just see where we want this. Should we have it here? Or we could have it here. Or we could have it here. Because I feel like this centre section, it needs some of this lace, doesn't it? Or we could have it up there. Which, although I do really like it up there, I feel like the lace needs to be further down. Being there, it looked like everything was too high. It was sort of in line with this. Are you okay, sweetie? So my daughter's home from school at the moment. I'm filming this during the school holidays. So, yeah. You okay, sweetie? Yeah, what you been up to? Doing your makeup. Looks, oh, wow, they do look good. She loves playing around doing her eyebrows, don't you? Yeah. Honestly, like, I mean, I don't bother really very much with my eyebrows, but they don't look great, if I'm honest. But yeah, she loves doing her eyebrows, but she's got very nice eyebrows. They're very nice shape. My eyebrows probably aren't really that nice in the first place. So they're probably not really worth the effort anyway. But yeah, she's got nice eyebrows. So that's what she's been doing. Playing around with her eyebrows, obviously. They look great. Yeah, they do look good. Right. Okay. So let's see if we want to have this anywhere. Thinking maybe here. Okay. Ooh, can't wait for my glue to arrive. I had to order some emergency bottles yesterday. Oh, I couldn't really find any anywhere. It's got really expensive now, so yeah, wasn't able to buy quite the same as I would normally buy. It's still the Anita's tacky glue, but yeah, I would normally buy, can't remember whether it's like a 6 or a 12 box or something, I don't know. Anyway, I could only get, I think it was 5 yesterday, because it was just really expensive. So yeah, really annoying. Everything's just got so expensive, hasn't it? Okay, right, let's have a look. Oh, look what I've just found, another bit. Oh, that must have been that other bit that I cut off, actually, because it's an irregular shaped piece. Okay, so let's turn this over. Now, I wonder if that would be enough to sort of disguise that. Oops. Have a look here. So we could have one of these lovely hydrangea-y, toppery type bits on here. Let's just see what else we've got. Oh, these I think are too big really for there. But we could have this one. Is that one? Feels like thick enough to be 2. Yeah, I thought it felt thick. It's really annoying because I've over-inked that and it now looks really rubbish. Sometimes I can just be a bit heavy-handed with the ink. And it's easily done, isn't it? You know, kind of when you get like a new ink pad, it's very juicy. So I think that's obviously what's happened, is I've just used a really juicy one. Oh, I might do that. Because then I can, yeah, kind of like disguise a little bit more of that than otherwise. Oh, it's really annoying. Wish I hadn't been so heavy-handed with the ink there. Yeah, I mean, they're too big, really. That one's too small. So we're back to the Goldilocks thing. Oh, this one's too big. This one's too small. Oh, this one's just right. Yeah, back to that. Let's just see. As I have one of these. It's not really the right shape, is it? Unless I have it like that. Kind of sideways on. Could do that, I suppose. Again, I mean, I love that one, but that's too big. Oh, decisions here. Might have something like this here, just again to break up the, you know, all the lilac that we've got going on. It's quite good to just have 1 or 2 completely different pieces. So, you know, we have got obviously these touches like here of different, more, you know, neutrally black and white kind of things, because yeah, otherwise I think it can be a little bit, not sickly, but a little bit too many same colours. So yeah, let's have this one in fact. So okay, let's check that I wouldn't prefer it on there. Oh, that is nice. That is nice, to be honest, isn't it? So now I'm back to thinking, oh, perhaps that one under there instead. Yeah, maybe like that. Yep, I quite like that. Right, let me just cut out a couple of butterflies. Still haven't decided really what to put where I've got that, you know, big ink patch that I was trying to cover up. Okay. Like that. Yeah, because we can't have pages without butterflies, can we? Now, the other thing that I have got is got some envelopes from this kit, which I would quite like to have a couple of envelopes, but I probably need to coffee dye them, to be honest, which I don't have any coffee, you know, coffee dye ready to go yet. So I don't know why I said yet, but yeah, at the moment, perhaps I should say. Now, just wondering whether could have that butterfly there, which will just sort of act as a bit of a closure for that. It's quite a small butterfly. This one is bigger, so let me just try this one. I'm not saying that paper's heavy, but obviously it is a kind of thickish piece, so I feel like it needs a slightly bigger butterfly to sort of hold on to it. Okay. Okay. Right. Oh, I can just see in the camera screen it's like a glut of like lilac, which looks really pretty, I must say. Right, okay, gonna go for this one. So need to strategically put it so it's like got the wing just holding down the flap there, like that. Okay, gorgeous, looks really gorgeous. Right, this one I like here, so yeah, I'm going to have this, yeah, I think down the bottom. So, and again, what I might do is put it here. Now, I probably won't actually use this as a pocket because look at how narrow that is at the top. And by the time the glue spreads, you know, once you press it down and things, it's going to be even narrower than that. So, you know, I probably won't actually use this as a pocket at all. But like we always say, it's good to kind of like have the option. So if I kind of remember, I do like to try and put it down as a pocket. And then I've got the choice, haven't I? So, okay. Like that. Okie dokie, love that. And then here, so this one, I'm just wondering whether I might prefer this like with a, you know, one of those foldy flip envelope things, you know, the faux envelope flip up things, I can't think what you'd call them. But again, that requires some coffee dye paper, which wish I had some coffee dye here. So yeah, that would have been really useful. Got some coffee dye paper. Right, let me just take this. Okay, right, let's just fold the flaps down. Oops. Like that. Okay. So yeah, I need to take it down quite a bit on the side. So actually I think what I'll do is just fold it up like that. And then once more like that. Okay, so I've got quite a bit here. This needs to come in so that I could have it here. Although now I'm thinking, oh, that looks rubbish. So yeah, I might have to backtrack. Okay, let's just have a look. Oh, it's still a bit wide. If I'm honest, that's still a little bit on the wide side. Yeah. That's annoying, isn't it? Because that would have been quite cute there. Let's have it on here. Or, it's going to be a bit bulky here. I think, because all of these are, see what I mean? It's not wanting to sit very flat if it's down there. So yeah, it would have been better here. I'm just not sure that I overly like the look of it here. Well, unless I just have this as a, you know, a tuck in, I think that's probably better. So I will just glue these flaps down, because apart from anything else, can you see that what's happened to them where I've cut it down after it's been folded in? Look at the shapes of the flaps. They look rubbish, don't they? So yeah, I need to kind of like fold them in. Okay, just squish that down. Haven't decided yet what to do on the outside of this. Obviously, like I say, I'm aware that I need to cover up that big ink splodge that I've got on here. So yeah, whatever I do, it needs to be covering that up. I'm just checking whether I could have it here. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah, a little bit on the weird side. Might have the little bow on there though, because that does look cute. I wonder if I could have a little, oh, look at that, how gorgeous. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look? Let me see how bulky that makes it. It's not too bad actually. Right, let me just quickly glue these bits on. So just glue this down. Okie dokie. Oh, can't wait for my glue. So again, I've glued this on like a pocket, so just on 3 sides. I probably am not going to ever use this as a pocket, but again, just giving myself the option there, you know, should I want to. So yeah. Okay. Oops. Like that. And then here we'll just have the cute little bow, which I'm just going to ink the underside for any that's hanging out, like under the, you know, over here, just so it's got some colour on it. Okay, so I'll just big blob of glue on there, and yep, put that down there. Okay. Oh my goodness, what a gorgeous little flip out that is. I mean, you know, just took like 2 seconds to make, but just those couple of little additions to it, you know, with the bow and the little pocket, it really just transforms it, doesn't it? It looks very cute now. So I could have it on here. I think it is probably a bit too wide here. And actually, I don't really like it because, to be honest, it's got too much space going on above it. So unless I had it like that, but then I've got too much going on there, which all feels a bit cluttery, doesn't it? So yeah, probably prefer it like this. I'm going to have it here, I think, because it does then, you know, just help with that situation that I've got there. Obviously, this will then open here, but that's fine because actually it is quite flat. So you could then journal on all of this. So I think that does work fine. Right, so I'm going to just glue it down, the whole of it, like that. Excuse me using my fingers, but obviously the glue is now coming out, a lot of glue, you know, in one sort of spot, so I didn't want to have it really bumpy. Okay, like that. Okie dokie. Right, there we go. Loving how that looks. Right, so we've eliminated that, you know, the dark colour there. I mean, it still is visible a little bit, but not too bad. Not as bad as it was anyway. So, should we have a little bit of this here? We could have it here. Oh, no, not there. Right, let's have a little bit of this. So again, just using up that little bit of lace. Okay. Yep. Right. Like that. Snip this down here in the corner. Like that. Yeah, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Okay, so happy with that now. I probably would prefer one of these images under here if I'm honest, but I'm not sure whether I've actually got any more sat here. Just because I feel like they are, you know, then they're all the same. You know, I'm using the same kind of like theme. No, see, all these ones that I've got here now, they're all landscape, which obviously I'm needing a portrait one. Got that one, but ironically that's the same as that, so probably not the best. Oh, how annoying. Got that one, but it's big, so I think it's going to be too big. Oh, hang on, it might not be. It might just be okay. Yay! Oh, what a result. Yeah, I did not expect that to fit on there. It looked way bigger, like way too big. Okay. Right, yeah, so I'm going to put that there. And again, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it a top loading pocket. Again, whether or not I would use that as a pocket, I'm not sure, because it does just then make it quite small, you know. Oh, my glue. Oh, roll on my new glue arriving so that I can pinch the top off one. I only did this last night, in case you're wondering. Yeah, it's not like I've been like this for days. Literally, it was last night I was here crafting. And, yeah. How annoying. As soon as I'd done it, I was like, oh, what an idiot. Couldn't believe I'd done it, in fact. Right, there we go. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look? Right, so we probably haven't got time for a lot more if I'm truthful. So what I'm going to just quickly do, because I'm excited to do it, is I want to just add a little bit of this gorgeous colour here. I mean, it looks gorgeous now, doesn't it, I think? And, you know, very, you know, vintage and all of that. And I'm sure probably loads of you are thinking, oh, leave it, don't put the dark on there. But I kind of feel like I can't help myself because I'm just like, oh, this is going to look so scrumptious on here. Yeah, I don't think I can quite resist doing it. So I'm going to have to add some of this here. Now, where to put it is the question. So thinking maybe a little bit here. Where would I put the bit in the middle? Not sure. Bearing in mind that this might be all I've got of this. Let me just double check down beside me where I found this, whether there's any more. Hang on. Oh no, there's not. There's not. Really annoying. Nope. Nope. Oh, what's this? What's this? It's not quite the same. I mean, it's not quite the same. Do you think that ruins it? Hang on. Yeah, it maybe ruins it a bit. What do we think? I mean, they're pretty close, aren't they? I think I could probably get away with using the two. Oh, let's just use the two, shall we? Yeah. Right, so this one, I've probably torn this in half, perhaps previously, although maybe not. It's very thready, look. You know, very frayed on the edges. Okay, let's just snip that down. Okay, and yeah, let's have a look. So if I was to have that there, let's just say, have this one here, could I have a little bit of this here? Or would you have it here? I do like it here. The problem is it's a bit weird because obviously it's not going to run right the way along unless I did, but then it might be bulking this out a bit. Let's put it here on the edge, I think. Oops. Yeah, I think, I don't know now. I thought here, but actually think maybe here after all. Do you know what? I'm going to try it here, and then what I'm going to do, if it looks rubbish, I might be able to join it with some more, if you see what I mean. So, right, fingers crossed, everybody, fingers crossed, because this is a bit sort of ringing a prayer going on. Okay, so pop it here like that, and then just, yeah, ruffle it up. Probably not too roughly, so as it's not bulking it out too much. Like that, yep. Okay, let me just pop it down here as well. Just a bit of extra glue. Okay, and here. Right, let's cut it off here. Okay. Oops. What's going on here? Oh dear. There we go. Right, so let's just check how this looks. It looks okay, actually. That looks okay. I didn't think it was going to look quite right, and I thought what I would have to do is then like sort of do an extra row joined at the top. So I would have obviously run down from here, joining it here. So, you know, would have just glued it, you know, ruffled down like that. But actually it does look okay. So I think we can get away with that. So this one, which is obviously slightly different colour, but again, hopefully we can get away with it. I think we're going to ruffle down here on the bottom. So just fold this up for a minute. For some reason I have to ruffle from the right. I don't know whether that's because I'm right-handed, probably, because I'm doing it with my right hand. So yeah, squishing it up. I guess if I was left-handed, probably the other way. Right, so right the way along here, and we just go in and, yep, squish this up. Okay, like that. Snip this off. Oh my goodness, I love that colour on there so much. Yeah, I hope that, you know, you're not all thinking, oh, you've ruined it by putting that on, you should have left it neutral. But I can't help myself. It just makes it really ping, doesn't it? Like, kind of like, yeah, just that colour is like, wow, gorgeous, yummy colour. So, yeah, let's now put this little bit that I've got left. Just want to use this somewhere. So I'm thinking maybe on this edge, or we could have it here. That might be better. Yeah, let's put it along here. So, gosh, I hope I've got enough to go along here now that I've put that big bit of glue on there. Ooh, that was close, wasn't it? Just enough to fit on there. Just put a little bit of glue there. There we go. How lucky was that? Look, it's like it was made for that space, isn't it? So yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Now I probably will have something here. I haven't quite decided yet, but yeah, I suspect I will. Oh, look what I've just found. Oh my goodness, look what I've just found. Loads of the lace. Loads and loads. Yeah, so I didn't need to be so stingy, but that's great because now we can have more. Like maybe along here, hanging out at the bottom. Could have some here. Yeah, I mean, I love to have a folio with like lace kind of hanging down at the bottom, to be honest. So yeah, I think maybe we'll have a bit of lace coming out. Maybe there. Let me just cut this in half. Not in half, but you know, to here. Just see how it would look if I had that there, like that. And then I could have this bit maybe just here or something. Oh, I don't know if that looks that good. Maybe hanging off there. I don't know. Or maybe actually just even maybe at the top. Oh, that looks quite pretty. Right, so let's put this down here. Now, obviously, I've got a lot of finishing touches to do on this. You know, I haven't put any bling on this. I haven't hardly put any butterflies on or anything like that. So what I would do, you know, I will finish this off. So here, for example, I might just have sort of either coffee dyed paper, or if I've got some of this but in thinner paper, maybe that for journaling space there and there. This one I need to still cover with the, you know, with the paper, so there. Yeah, and then maybe I will go back through and put some bling on, maybe some butterflies and things like that, and then obviously the cover. So I may come back and do the cover with you guys. Whoops, with you guys. I'll have to kind of see how I get on, really. But yeah, let me know below if you would like to see the cover. Obviously, you know, I may have already either done the cover and not filmed it, or done the cover and filmed it by the time that this video goes up. But it's good to hear whether you guys like to see, you know, the whole sort of project. And I know I've talked about this loads of times, but the problem is some people do like to see the whole project and other people really don't. And, you know, that's absolutely fine. And I, you know, get that. But what happens is then if you put the whole project up, but then hardly anyone's watching it, it just kind of like damages the algorithm going forward, because then it's like, oh, I won't recommend this person's videos. I mean, I've had it with series, you know, with series sometimes, you know, at first they're kind of like really popular, and then by like episode 3 hardly anyone's watching, and so then of course it just deems, oh, you know, this person's videos are rubbish, don't recommend them. So yeah, it's always a little bit tricky to gauge it, really. But you know, because obviously when you make videos, you're hoping people are going to want to watch them and enjoy them. But, you know, equally, you can't always tell what's going to be popular and what's not. So, yeah, it's just one of those kind of things, really. But, right, okay. So, let me know what you think. Did we make the right call by adding that, I don't know whether you call it like a, I don't know, plum colour or rich purple colour? I don't know what you'd call that. But yeah, what do you think? Did we make the right call, or do you think that was like a step too far? Would you not have added that? I hope that, you know, I hope that I haven't made the wrong decision and you're all saying, oh no, I wouldn't have, because yeah, I realise we all have different tastes, but it's not great if everybody thinks, oh no, I definitely wouldn't have added that. So yeah, I hope the majority of people think it was a good addition. So yeah, there we go. So obviously the outside I do need to decorate completely. It's, yeah, pretty marked, to be honest, where it's been kind of like buried. But yeah, let me know what you think. So loving how it looks so far. Very, very pretty. And yeah, really like these colours. Very gorgeous and yummy together. So obviously, love you, sweetie. The hydrangea kit and ephemera kit, it's all in my Etsy shop, so if you wanted to see that, it's all in there. So yeah, let me know what you think, and really appreciate a big thumbs up for this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, would really appreciate you subscribing, and thank you so much for watching. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks then, bye.